Welcome to the 19th session of Communicative. I am Dr. Archana Durgesh from the Department of Humanities and Social Science. I have already told you about a lot of speaking skills. I've even discussed how you can create a wonderful monologue if you're working in the field of dramatics, even on the importance of it in films or anything, even documentaries. Dialogues are again very important, but please don't play one in the class. Okay. Then we have discussed upon GBs. GBs are really very important. They can be for academic purpose or employability. Always remember that being humble makes you a winner. Having empathy with others will always get you laurels. Laurels means rewards. You'll always be a winner if you will take people along with you. Communication is a beautiful art. We see to it that you don't have anything that spoils it. Don't be dominant, don't be submissive even, but don't be abusive. Don't be aggressive. Be very polite and be very humble. Shall we move on? Today I'm going to discuss a new topic. Public speaking. We have already completed group discussion. So now we are about to begin with public speaking. What is public speaking? It involves communicating information before a large audience. What makes public speaking different? Say you are just talking to a large crowd. Is in a way information is conveyed. In public speaking, the information is purposeful, meant to inform, influence, or entertain a group of listeners. What is public speaking? Public speaking is information. It is purposeful, meant to inform, influence, or entertain a group of listeners. Like, for example, if I say the Honorable PM's message, that's a public speech. When he says, Mere Mitro, so that is a public speech. He is addressing the nation, a huge group of listeners. He is there to inform you. He has a purpose. He needs to influence you. With his words, many people have been influenced. Many people have stayed back in their houses during the corona times. People have, protected themselves. People have followed the various precautions that are being told to them. That is the influence the speaker has on the listener. It's just not public speaking is just not conveying the information. It is conveying the information in such a way that which is purposeful, which is full of information, which can influence a certain amount of people. Public speaking is sometimes even there to entertain. For example, if you are attending a motivational lecture, so you feel motivated, you feel influenced for a longer period of time. You think over it, and you feel that you will imbibe at least one or two things that can really change your life. Entertain, for example, some these stand-up comedies. I've come across so many videos where a small size of audience is there and person is standing on the mic and speaking. It was somewhat like cafe culture, which was practiced in the West. People used to sing, people used to read out their poetries, people used to narrate their short stories. There was a group of listeners who felt entertained and they used to clap and go. That was kind of a impetus the speaker got, the encouragement the speaker got from that group. So public speaking is just not information. It can be entertaining even. Now, how can you create? Before that, there are 5 important elements in public speaking which you need to remember. It basically boils down to who is saying what to whom, using what medium, with what effect. Now, the star words here are who, what, whom, what medium, and with what effect. These 5 elements in public speaking matter a lot. Who is saying? Like, for example, I am saying, what to whom? What am I saying? I am telling you something about public speaking. To whom? You as my audience. What medium am I using? I am using my notes, which are displayed on the screen, along with a voiceover. That is an online session. With what effect? Am I making any effect on you? Do you feel do you feel enlightened? That's the effect. If you feel confused, that is again a kind of a feedback. That's again a kind of an effect. Enlightened, that is again an effect. If you feel that there is more discussion needed, there is scope for more discussion, that is again an effect that I've made on you, that you need to know more about it. In other words, who is the source of the message? What is the message itself? Now remember, who is the sender? What is the message? Which means I've already told you that message is the prerequisite of the communication. Whom is the audience? Because the audience perspective is really important. Analyzing the audience before making a presentation is more important. While the medium is the actual delivery method, whether I'm giving it in written, whether I'm giving it orally, or whether I'm giving with my non-verbal cues. Ending in the effect. It is doomed to make an effect. Either I will make you enlightened, either I'll make you confused, either I'll make you smile, either I'll make you laugh, either I'll make you stress, or either you'll just feel informed. That's the effect of the public speaking which it has on the people, that is the audience. Now, if you really want to discuss what is presentation, you must even know what are the essential steps to preparation and presentation. The essentials and steps to preparation and presentation of the public speaking. These are some of the tips that can really make a difference between those speakers who leave a powerful positive impression and those that are quickly forgotten are as follows. Now, what I want you to do is to follow these points. So you may not be forgotten. Always remember, words are ephemeral. Ephemeral means short-lived. क्षणभंगुर होते हैं. आप जितनी जल्दी बोलते हैं, उतनी जल्दी उनका इम्पैक्ट खत्म हो जाता है. They evaporate in the thin air. But if you want to leave an everlasting effect, an everlasting positive impression, there are certain things you need to remember. There are certain skills that needs to be chiseled. You'll have to work on them. You'll have to emerge as a great communicator. Your speaking skills should be wonderful. There should be a lot of hard work you'll have to put in. Unless and until you work on it, you won't be able to achieve that excellence. Because speaking just for the heck of it is not what public speaking is all about. It is talking sense. It is addressing the audience. And you cannot you cannot say that audience don't know anything. Everybody is well informed. You cannot just blabber anything. So to leave a powerful and positive impression, you need to inculcate skills. And what are those skills? If I have told you a problem, now I'm going to give you a solution for that problem. Speak with intent to move people to action. You should have the right kind of intention. Gandhiji, in his Gandhian, Gandhiji was a very learned man. Once he said that if means are pure, ends are doomed to be pure. Which it means if your thinking is pure, if your initiation is pure, the end, the outcome is doomed to be pure. Speak with an intent to move people to action. Know what you want from your audience to do, and immediately after hearing your speech, what do you wish to have? Like sometimes, a teacher is very motivated. They tell the students to study hard, to work hard, and to write. And the speech is so motivational that students get carried away. And they start working hard and they read the notes in 10-15 minutes and they produce whatever they have accumulated or revised over the past 15 minutes in another 20-25 minutes. I know few people don't do that. But if you are able to move the majority, then it is what you have achieved success. You have moved the audience to do something immediately after hearing your speech. If nobody does anything different than they would have done before you speak, the value of your speech is zero. But if you have failed to move the people, if you have made no impact on people and they are still behaving in the same manner, in the same fashion as they did before you spoke to them, then the effect of your speech is zero. You are not a good spokesperson because you have not chosen the right kind of intent. You have not chosen the words correctly. You have not convinced them because you were not yourself convinced in front of you. You have to convince yourself first. The most important and difficult task today is to convince your own self. Audience come later. Are you convinced with the fact that you are sharing with other people? Do you really feel comfortable with that idea? Do you really like that idea? You don't. And if you don't like it, then please don't expect people to follow it because the intent is to move people to action and they will only move to action when you have chosen the correct words. If you have told them the right thing. If I tell you, don't worry, don't study at all, you'll pass. Am I doing the right thing? Is it my right intention? Am I moving you? No. I always remind you at the end of every session that you have to be very communicative. You have to work on your communication. One day or the other, you will feel communicative, motivated, and you'll start working on your communication. You will go through these sessions. You will read these notes. This is my intention to make you motivate to do the right kind of action, to bring out the best in you, because you are born for the best. You just you are not there to live a casual life. You need to get serious about your academics. Your speech gets you lawyers. Your speech gets you the things which are worth nothing. They even get you pebbles. People are allocated for their speech. People are showered with dirty tomatoes and eggs to their speech. I told you, बातें ही हाथी पाई है, बातें ही हाथी पाओ. आप अच्छा बोलेंगे, हाथी गिफ्ट में मिलेगा. आप गलत बोलेंगे, उसी हाथी के पैर के नीचे आपका सब कुछ चलवा दिया जाए. यही तो होता था पुराने समय में. That's what the kings did. They gifted you an elephant. They crushed your head under the foot of the lion, under the foot of the elephant. Speech matters, and more than that, ideation matters. Please ideate and think on your intent before you make a speech. Start strong with a grabber. Grabber means something that grabs hold of it. A personal story, a quote from an expert, or a shocking statistics. Like, if you watch some crime serial, they start with a grabber. They start with sometimes they start with a scene where somebody is acting in a certain way, and then they tell you that why this is happening, and they take you in the flashback. Sometimes it begins with a shocking statistics, something that takes a hold of the audience and get them hooked and opens their mind to your message. You have to grab the attention of the audience will get bored, they will yawn away, they will walk off, they don't want to listen to you unless and until you make a lasting impact. Your opening should be great. Give the audience a chance to see your personal connection on the top. Do you feel connected? Are you yourself convinced? If you are convinced, then only you'll be confident, and then only you'll be able to speak on that topic. What if you don't feel comfortable on that? If somebody asks me in a GD that should women work or not, and you have to speak against on it, if I am against speaking against emotion, am I convinced with this fact? I am myself a torch bearer of working women. I feel that women should work. Now, if I begin But if I try and convince myself, and if I bring myself into a psyche, I get hold of my psyche and I give myself a balanced mind, and I you know tutor myself. If I lecture myself, no, I don't believe in working, then I will begin with a grabber. How will I begin? Since time immemorial, women have been looking after the household. Whenever a woman has crossed the threshold of a house, she has faced the wrath of crime against her. She is secure. Working for women is not very easy. Am I sounding very convinced? I can't convince you on this because I firmly believe that women should work. I can't give you that message. I can't speak against the most. So speaking, when you have to start, then you can start with a personal story, a quote from an expert, or maybe a shocking statistics. Like suppose if I start that once, there was a mother who was working and the family was well to do. There was no need for her to work. But then due to her absence, the child was neglected and he got into drugs and he got into crime. And then later on, he was arrested for some murder, and then he lost his life in a, say, a crossfire. He wanted to run, he wanted to escape the police, and in a crossfire he died. So, will you like to work if you don't need money? No, that's a personal story, a quote, or some shocking statistics. Something that takes a hold on the audience and get them hooked and opens their mind to your message. Their mind should open up. It should flower. It should not be petrol hard. It should flower. Give the audience a chance to see the personal connection with the topic. How do they feel connected with the topic? Do they feel connected? Yes, everybody feels connected because everybody has a family. Everybody has fears for their kids. Everybody loves beyond. And there is a theory that if you love somebody the most, always the worst thoughts will come to your mind. If I love somebody, say if I love my son the most, then the worst kind of thoughts will come to my mind if he's not coming, if he's late from school, if he has gone somewhere with somebody, or if he has, disappeared from my eye and view. So the worst scenario will come to my mind. I will never think positive. So you can begin, this is a grabber. Give the audience a chance to see the personal connection of the topic. Everybody loves their child beyond measures. Your parents love you. They care about you. So if you are giving a chance for the audience to speak, to feel on the same level, if you are getting down to their level or bringing them up to your level, then they will feel connected to you. And then only your speech will be effective. Now, what you need to technically do is structure your material in three sections: grabber, middle, and close. First and foremost, know your material. Have command over your knowledge. Have command over the subject. Have knowledge. Get really interested in the topic. Find good stories. I told you there is no harm in accepting that yes, I look for stories and anecdotes before I start the session. I feel that I should look into and do some brainstorming. If I will do some brainstorming, if I search some story, or if I'm reading a story to my son, and if I find something very valuable there, I share it here. I share it in the class. Why? Because it will make my topic interesting. Maybe if I'm unable to grab your attention, I will do it in the middle. Maybe if I feel that the students may not get connected to me, I will start with a grabber. But because class doesn't need a grabber. It is that the teacher is coming and teaching. But when you feel that the class is losing interest, there is a level of fatigue, because fatigue is a kind of barrier in communication. If you are tired, I told you that you must take a 2-minute walk, go and have a sip of water. Bring bottle, that's okay. But go for a walk. Go for to the loo or to the water place. Go to the tap. Drink. Have a sip of water, even if you are carrying a bottle. Sitting is new smoking. So when you come back, your body is a bit relaxed. But if I feel in the class that the child is losing attention, or it is the physical environment, the atmosphere, even it's too hot or too cold, then what will I do? I will grab your attention. I can only do it when I know my material. I can only get you interested in the topic if I know the loopholes. I know from what to cover and what not to cover. If I find a good story to say, stories are always a favorite. Even if somebody tells me a story, I will listen to it. If someday a story comes on the WhatsApp, I read it very carefully. I'm grown up, but still everybody likes stories. There is nobody in the world who doesn't like stories and anecdotes. Everybody loves them. So you have to grab the attention. You may start with a personal incident. Sometimes I even share my personal incidents. Sometimes I tell WhatsApp messages. Sometimes I discuss something which was on Facebook I saw. Sometimes student tells me something. It gives me a good start. It gives me a kickstart. Find good stories. Find something very grabbing before you are about to begin. Next thing is practice, practice, practice. Yes, the more you will practice, the more perfect you will be. I told you, reading makes a man ready. Writing makes him exact. But discussion makes him ready for everything. He is a prepared man. And that can only be done when you practice it. Rehearse out aloud with all equipments you plan on using. You know, I was supposed to speak in a webinar and I got a PPT. I got a PPT made. I was not having a laptop. I requested somebody to make a PPT. I sent them the material. I told them what kind of material I need on slide one, slide two, and then the PPT was sent to me back. I asked for some additions and some subtractions. The PPT was edited by two, three people, and then it was sent back to me. What did I do? Did I just give it to the organizer and tell him that you start playing and I'll start speaking? No, practice. I did a lot of practice. And same I do with your lectures even. I go through the material before I'm about to share it because I must know in how many minutes I'm going to speak, for how much notes I will cover, what topic am I going to discuss today. You know, practice. You have to read out with all the material that you have planned or are using. Like for example, in my that section, in that session, I was using PPT. So I ran the PPT. I saw what material was I supposed to speak, and then I made dots and stars in my script that it is here that I will have to say next, because I was not running the PPT. The organizer was supposed to run the PPT. It was on WebEx. So the person was running the PPT. So what I did, I made blue dots with a pencil color, and I for the next, and then there were blue dots, smaller blue dots, where I wanted to where one concept on was explained in two three sides. Then there was a combined slide on many non-verbal cues. So what I did, I wrote down the explanation of each sub slide and sub part of every non-verbal cue. So that because the picture was too small, I was not able to see. I was not carrying my reading glasses. So what I did, I made I zoomed it, and then I made the points in rough, and then I started delivering the lecture. To work, to control filler words. Practice, pause, and breathe. Use a clock to check your timings and allow time for the unexpected. Like for example, when you were supposed to speak for 1 hour in a session. So what happens is that you have to prepare the material for at least 50 minutes. But it happened that while I was speaking, somebody raised a question. That person took 2, 3, 4 minutes. 4, 5 minutes were consumed by that person on a certain discussion. So I had to have that uh, backup, that I made the material for 50 minutes in with the perspective that I will be open for questions and questioning and answer. But now I was left with 55 minutes. The presentation started 5 minutes late. Now, I came back to 50 minutes minus 5 minutes for that discussion. Now, what I prepared for 50 minutes, I was supposed to deliver in 45 minutes. I had to speed up. I had to leave out the unnecessary material because there were certain things on the slide and there were certain things that were there in the notes. I was not showing them, but I was telling them about. So what did I do? I told them that this is something you already know. I am going to add on. And I delivered the add-on material. So this is how I save time. But you'll have to practice, practice, and practice and expect the unexpected. You may even lose network connection because when you are speaking online, the network connection can even go. You have to see to it that your phone is completely charged or it is connected to charger and that it doesn't lose the connection. And if it does, the phone will get switched off and your session will be broken. So you have to, practice, pause, and breathe. This is the mantra that you'll have to remember. This is something that it should not leave your mind. Filler words should not be there. In I think last to last session, I told you about and Please don't try and control, work on these words. You are not supposed to use them. Next thing is know your audience. You must know your audience. Whom are you addressing? Because, try to speak to one or two people in the audience as they arrive. They will be your allies in the audience. What happens is that, like, suppose if we are going in a seminar or something, like sometimes it happens that I'm supposed to speak in a seminar. What I do is that I take my research scholars along. Yes, they are benefited, and they are even my allies. They are people sitting in the audience making me comfortable. So you think that I don't feel nervous? Everybody feels nervous. Please don't tell me. Everybody feels nervous. I take them as allies, and when I reach at the destination, I feel that there are so many people I know because I have been in teaching for the last 21 years. I've known so many people. I've been born and brought up in Lucknow. There are so many people I've come across. People know me. I know people. So, they are my allies. And if suppose I'm going to some other state and I know nobody, then what will I do? I will arrive before time. I will meet two or three people who have arrived there. I will make friends with them. I will ask their name. I will take comfort zone with them, and then I will ask them. For example, why are you here? Are you a speaker or are you from the audience? And then I will get a hold of the information that yes, they are the audience, and I'm there to speak. So what happens is that I make allies with them. They are my helpers because it is easier to speak to friends than to complete strangers. Because if I know nobody in the audience, then it will really make me, shiver with fear. I will be, very nervous. But if I know one or two faces, they will give me assuring smile that yes, you are doing great, or somebody, shows a thumbs up sign, or somebody, in a non-verbal cues shows us a small clap, then how will I feel? I will feel motivated. I will feel confident that yes, I'm doing a great job. And somebody, gives me a very assuring look. That face on that look, that look on the face even makes me assured because friends are always better than strangers. And because I have made allies with them, I know their name, I have met them, I feel comfortable with them. The next thing that you need to know is, for a presentation, always remember that analyzing the audience and locale are equally important. Know the setup. Arrive in good time to check out the speaking area and get practice using the microphones or any visual. Like I remember I went for this presentation in a very reputed university, and the third speaker came earliest. What he did was that he went to the organizers at that stage, and then his presentation was one stage for just a couple of seconds. He, forwarded it and saw that it was playing properly or not. Because when you are going somewhere, you remember that you are taking your laptop, but maybe it doesn't get connected. So you have to take a backup plan that you have to have the data in the pen drive. But welcome to La La Land. It may happen that you have made the PPT on some version of Windows which this system doesn't support. Then what will you do? You will have to make the PPT in two versions. Or rather, if you are in a position to ask them that which PPT version are they using, or Word format or PDF format are they using, you can ask which format are they using, which version of Windows are they using. So just in you are not only supposed to know the setup, you are even supposed to know the working of the microphone. What if they give you a collar mic? You are not given a podium. You were of the mindset that a podium will be given. I will keep my notes on that and I will read and I will give a presentation and this is how things will work. But suppose if they give you a open stage and they give you a color mic, then what are you going to do? Remember, practice. Practice for both the eventualities. It will be very easier. Try and understand. Podium is not that important. What is more important, if you are running a PPT, you will be you. It's better that you get a collar mic, that you are able to, and you have a digital pointer. Please take the proper uh, aids with you. Carry a laptop if you have. Carry the PPT in your pen drive, in your phone. Have it on two versions, the latest and just the last version, point 0.7, point 0.8. Suppose if today PPT point 0.8 is working, then take it on 7 even, point 0.7 even, and point 0.8 even. What if the organization doesn't support point 0.8? They have the point 0.7. Be prepared for that eventuality. Don't expect others to give you a digital pointer. Take a pointer along with you. You can even carry a collar mic with you. What if they tell you that your PPT will be running, but we won't be able to give you a collar mic? They give you a hand mic, which doesn't look very professional in a presentation. Carry your collar mic for yourself if you have it, if you can afford it. Carry it. It will make your work easy. Setup is really very important. It is even the technical setup and it is even the environment. For example, if I'll have to check with the voice even. For example, if I am speaking in the mic and there is some kind of a problem and it starts booming, I'll have to check that technical setting. I'll have to check. For example, once I was called to speak in an FDP and I thought that there'll be 200 participants because that was the size of the audience I was expecting. But when I went there, I found that they have chosen 50 faculties from Lucknow and nearby regions. 30 cream faculty was chosen, and they made me stand in a lecture room. I was expecting um, a some kind of hall, some kind of a conference room, or some kind of a small, theater kind of thing. But when I saw that I was made to stand in a classroom and there were 30 faculties looking at me, then I had to change the mindset. I had to come down because I was before time, so I got to know that there were only 30 people and it was supposed to be taken in a lecture hall. I saw the other experts speaking because somebody was already speaking in the first section. I saw him and I went back. What I did, I took a deep breath. I thought I changed my psychological setup. I I was sure that the PPT has to be done. I will have to stand below. There was some kind of a stage that was, it was some set of heightened lecture platform which was there. Wooden platform was there on which the first expert was standing and he was speaking. But then I knew that this PPT can be shown. So what I did was I got down I thought that I will not stand on the wooden platform. I will stand on the floor instead, and I will speak. And now because I have the PPT, I can move in between the rows and columns which were empty. Because 30 people were sitting at a I had this opportunity to walk between the place which was empty. I could have a walk away distance. I could discuss something with the audience. I could stand beside them. I could explain. People were looking at the PPT and I was explaining. I don't need a public address system now. I was very comfortable that now I will be only teaching 30 people, so I don't need a column. So know the setup, know your visual aids. You have to prepare yourself. Nobody else will prepare you. Be confident. You cannot lose. Very important aspect is relax. Begin with a well prepared grabber. A relevant personal story is a great start. People, bookish things don't work well. You have to start with a personal grabber. Share a personal anecdote, some personal incident. And it's not that you should always share your success story. You can even share your failure. This is again a new theory of bringing up children. I met a psychologist in a recent session I attended, and there she told me that please don't tell your child your success stories. Even tell them what is failure. You have even faced failure because what your kids think that you are perfect. You're the epitome of perfection. Epitome means perfect example of perfection. Like Taj Mahal is the epitome of beauty and love. It's a perfect example, a perfect paradigm. Paradigm means example. So I am not perfect. I have my drawbacks. What do you think? I'm a very good communicator? I can't use the and ahs. Even I use them. I told you earlier, even I get nervous. If I see a huge audience, even I feel nervous. I have to relax my nerves. So don't feel that you are the only person in the world. There are others even on the same threshold. It establishes your credibility. If you share some personal incident, a sort of credibility is established. Some kind of rapport, that is relationship is established. It connects you to the audience and creates the right emotional atmosphere, which in turn calms your nerves because you have made the audience feel equal with you. It creates the right kind of emotional atmosphere. Always create an atmosphere emotionally and positively surcharged. Positive environment should be created. There should be a lot of emotions. Please don't be, if you feel that if you are being unavailable or unapproachable, it gives you cut above the edge. Actually, it doesn't. If you are approachable, if people are able to talk to you, then it not only calms you, it calms others even. And good rapport is created. Okay. Next is visualize yourself successful. Now, please don't think of yourself as a failure. Always visualize yourself successful. See yourself at the end of the speech surrounded by people asking questions. Visualize the applause. The people would appreciate. Yes, people will appreciate you if you will appreciate yourself. If you don't appreciate yourself, sorry, please don't expect others to appreciate you. Where people won't appreciate you if you don't appreciate yourself. Respect yourself. At least if you will respect yourself, though, then only expect others to respect you. Appreciate. Visualize that applause. Visualize yourself gathered around by people asking questions, taking your number, asking for your email, asking for your opinion on something or the other. Pause. Include a 3-8 second pause, a key moment. Just before the key statement or just a story, this really brings the audience into the space. Just before or after that you have made your key statement or a story, give a 3 to 8 second pause. It really brings the audience into the speech. Now they are on the same page as you are. They are on the same platform as you are, on the same wavelength. People are being receptive. You've just ended your wonderful story, your personal incident. People are there with you. They feel comfortable with you. They can, associate themselves with you. Yes, you are approachable. You are even a common man. You are even a normal human being. It's not just them. You are even the same person. Okay. So these things, really matter. Don't apologize. The audience might have probably never noticed. If you have made an error, please don't apologize because sometimes audience don't pay attention. And if you do, then please don't regret it. Smile. Look like the content matters to you. If the audience don't feel that it is important to you, it will really hard for them to feel that it should be important for them. For example, if I'm sharing something and you are giving me a blank look, I should smile. I should add a smile so that people should feel that it is important for me and they should even feel it is important for me. For example, if I am sharing my personal incident and it is very important to me, it is very close to my heart, but people are not accepting it in the same manner, then I should add a smile. Then people will feel how important it is for me. And when it is so important for the speaker, the audience will equally feel that yes, we should attach importance to that incident. Get experience. Now, please don't be afraid of taking the opportunity. If you are getting an opportunity to speak, then please take up this initiative. Prepare well ahead of time. Don't wait for 29 to come because you are supposed to speak on 29. So don't wait for 29 morning. Prepare yourself for 27 because any eventuality can come where you unforeseen eventuality where you won't be able to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself well in advance, ahead of time. Experience builds confidence, which is the key to effective communication. Dear kids, nobody can give you experience. I can only share my experience, but I cannot give that experience. It's you who will gather that experience. It's you who will attain that. Why? You'll have to earn it. I cannot share my 21 years of experience with you. Okay, you want to go in teaching? Please go ahead. But will I be able to share my 21 years of experience with you? No. I can share a few incidents. I can give you insight. I can motivate you. But I cannot give that experience to you as a legacy. Okay, take this. This is what I have. It's not a piece of land. It's not a piece of jewelry that I'll hand it over to you. Okay, son, have this. Okay, my dear daughter, have this. No, it's you will have to earn. It is you that who will acquire it. And you will acquire it when you will do it. Go ahead, do it. You can do it. Because confidence makes half the battles and experience the remaining one. Practice is an add-on benefit. Go ahead. Speak, listen, speak, read, and write. It will make you a great communicator. Not a good communicator, it will make you a great communicator. So all the best on your communication skills. Take care, but don't forget to enjoy life even. Life is very beautiful. Please enjoy, study hard, make name for yourself, your college, your university, and your parents. They deserve it. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.